Have we received word from human diplomats? Grand Admiral Waller asked. Their fleet has sustained over 15% casualties. I'd usually expect at least calls for a ceasefire by now. Waller knew going into this attack that humans would put up a fight. He's never met a human who wasn't stubborn. He wasn't expecting them to be stubborn to the point of destruction. No, sir, the comms officer muttered. It looks like... The officer's voice trailed off into a whisper, his face going stark white, and his quills standing straight up. Speak up! Waller masked his annoyance for now. The officer's conduct indicated he wasn't fit for service, but mid-battle wasn't the time to make a scene. The Grand Admiral decided a gentle reminder was best for now. You are my communications officer. The fleet relies on you for your ability to communicate. The officer stilled his nerves and cleared his throat. Civilian ships are leaving the planet at an alarming rate. Waller was paused for a moment. What's so unusual about civilians fleeing? The officer turned to face Waller, his eyes wide in shock. They aren't fleeing, they're joining the fight. Waller rushed to the nearest attack map. Proper conduct be damned. He needed to see just how this situation was unfolding. When Waller entered the system, there were 10,000 human ships fighting 50,000 of his ships. Now there were 27,000 human ships marked on the map to only 26,000 of his ships that were still fighting. After checking and triple-checking the marked casualties, Waller came to the horrifying conclusion that not only was the comms officer correct, he was understating the issue. The humans had already lost 9,000 ships, yet they continued to grow in number. What alarmed Waller even more than this, however, was the seemingly anomalous fire coming from all directions around the fleet. Captain, train the optical sensors on grid coordinates Delta 4, Waller roared. Surely the humans wouldn't be so insane. Waller let out an audible gasp when the optical feed came online. He rushed to the communications station and frantically made an announcement himself. All ships manually mark all previous human casualties as combatants once more. Destroyed human ships are still firing. I repeat, destroyed human ships are still firing. On the optical feed lay a human battlecruiser dead in space. The engine compartment had been gutted by no less than 5 antimatter torpedoes. Just based on the holes visible from the outside, Waller guessed that at least 90% of the ship's atmosphere had leaked. The human ship had no engines, likely very few crew, and what looked like plasma burns on damn near 100% of its hull. No shield, no thrust. By all means, this ship was dead, yet every mass driver that hadn't been turned to slag yet was burst firing away at the Grand Admiral's fleet. In his 500 years of life, Waller had seen nothing even remotely close to this. A minute after Waller's updated orders went out, the optical feed was replaced by a blinding flash of light. It appeared that a battleship's spinal mount had finally put the dying human ship down. When the lights dissipated, the debris cloud that used to be a ship confirmed this hypothesis, and a glance at the tag map confirmed that Waller's fleet was taking fewer casualties than before. Sir, the captain of the ship said feebly, other captains are asking when you will give the order to fall back. Fall back? We have them on the run. Waller took another glance at the casualty count. The humans had lost 15,000 vessels with only 5,000 remaining. The humans are retreating. Waller's eye then caught the casualties for his own side. 8,000 ships damaged and 2,000 ships destroyed. His fleet had only taken 20% casualties. His fleet had taken 20% casualties. Give the order, Waller muttered defeatedly. The humans had taken to at least 75% of their fleet, even including their militia forces. Nearly half the human fleet had been outright destroyed. Why did they keep fighting? Why did I keep fighting? After the battle had concluded, Grand Admiral Waller was stripped of his title. Taking 20% casualties for a routine conquest was unaffordable to the Navy. Even some 100 years later, only 75% of the losses sustained in the war with the humans had been replaced, and Waller's blunder cost his nation their once indomitable reputation. Any and all admirals who've invaded human space since have been met with similar demotions. The ends just don't justify the means when it comes to taking such heavy losses. As of today, all but 5 of the spacefaring species in the Milky Way have passed legislation banning warfare against humanity for fear of causing casualties beyond our own moral limits, as well as the unnerving human ability to inspire our commanders to take unsustainable casualties in return. Not only do the species of this galaxy fear humanity's commitment to victory and freedom, they fear the way humanity aspires any attacking commander to justify losses in the name of victory. In short, humanity craves victory, and unluckily for everyone else, it seems to be contagious. Then President of Humanity Vance Redman put it best in his speech following the war. There is one misconception within the galactic community I'd like to put to rest. Some leaders have accused us of desiring to, and I quote, rule over a pile of rubble. I'd only like to clarify that humanity wishes to rule over a human pile of rubble.